The map was torn, stained with soil and blood, folded so many times it had nearly split in two. But it was unmistakably hand-drawn, black pencil on old military parchment, the kind of thing you only find buried with ghosts. That map surfaced when an amateur metal detectorist in rural Bavaria hit something solid just beneath the frost line. A rusted tin box sealed in wax. Inside was a U.S. Army dog tag, a photo of a woman holding a child, and that map marked with an X deep in the forest, far from any marked trail. I am Detective Drayk, and the second I held that map, I knew it wasn't a treasure anyone wanted found. The soldier who carried it, Private Elias Rowe, never made it out of the Ardennes. MIA, presumed dead. But the box was discovered over 400 kilometers from his last known position. That discrepancy wasn't just geographical, it was intentional. Someone wanted that map hidden far from the war, far from history. I flew to Germany under the radar, unofficial. A friend in Interpol owed me a favor. The forest it pointed to was thick with pine, quiet in a way that makes your ears ring. When I reached the marked spot, I didn't find a single grave. I found 37, shallow, layered, precision execution. No official record of mass executions in that area, no missing persons that matched, at least not in the databases that were meant to be public. But a deeper dig revealed whispers, post-war purges, alleged traitors, men accused of collaborating with advancing Soviets, then disappeared by a rogue allied counterintelligence faction, off the books, forgotten on purpose. Elias's map wasn't drawn by accident. It was a confession, or maybe a warning. Back in the States, I tracked down the child in the photo. She was 83 now, living in Detroit. Her name was Lillian, and she'd never known her father. He never came home. When I showed her the map, she touched the corner gently and whispered, "My mother used to draw with him at the table. Said he had the hands of an artist." She didn't know he'd been sent behind enemy lines as part of an experimental unit, one that gathered intelligence not just on Nazis, but on Allied defectors. Elias Rowe had discovered something he wasn't supposed to, something so damning they made him vanish too. There was one more thing in the tin box, a silver Zippo lighter engraved with coordinates. Not the grave site, but a storage locker in Luxembourg. Inside it I found reels of 8mm film, weather damaged but salvageable. Grainy footage showed American officers, faces partially obscured, standing over bound men at the edge of a trench. No insignia, no trial, just the sound of wind and a single gunshot. Then another, then another. When I turned the film over to my contact, he paled. "This didn't happen," he muttered. But we both knew that history doesn't erase itself. It just waits to be rediscovered. Elias didn't bury that map to hide the truth. He buried it so that one day someone might be brave or foolish enough to follow it. Sometimes justice doesn't wear a badge. Sometimes it lies underground, sleeping in silence, waiting for someone to ask the right question. I don't know if what I uncovered will ever see a courtroom, but I do know this. Secrets buried in soil don't stay buried forever. They rise, like smoke from a long dead fire. And if you listen closely, they still whisper. Even when the world forgets, the dead remember.